So try to achieve the developments using CDS. If not possible, then go for an alternate option, AMDPs. Okay. Now in CDS, whenever you go to the development, you will see different options. Like we call it short term, they call it as DDL, DCL, and followed by DML. What all this? Okay, DDL represents for data definition language, nothing but CDS. Okay, DDL represents for data definition language, even that is called CDS case. Okay. Data definition language. And here DCL represents for data control language. Data control language. These are used to control the authorizations of CDS case. DCLs are used to control the authorization of CDS, nothing but DDL. It is written, DCLs are written on top of DDL. DCLs are written on top of DDL. Okay, control language. It is to control authorizations. It is control means authorization. It is used to for authorizations. Next, DML. It is a data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. It is nothing but is a regular database tables. Regular database tables. Data manipulation language. It is regular database tables case. DML is nothing but regular database language, which we can create using Eclipse. No need to have an SC11. No need to know do SC11. We can create without SC11 also. There is a different syntax, and we can create a regular database table using the operation called DML. Okay, so that all things, these are the three categories that have been differentiated. Whenever they say, they will ask, okay, DDL, DCL, DML. Okay, so these are the terminologies they will use in case of CDSs. Fine. So first we'll create a first CDS. Okay, before creating a CDS, we'll just discuss some of the features that are basically required. Okay, in CDS. Okay, there are n number of functions that we'll discuss functions little bit in subsequent classes. But prior to that, okay, CDS are just an SQL statements. It's an SQL. It's just an SQL. But only thing is, way of approach of writing a CDS is different. That's it. It has inbuilt functions, inbuilt feature, all the things, calculations, all the things can be done. Okay. Whenever you execute the CDS, it is follows a code to push down concept. Code to push down concept means it executes on the database layer. CDS doesn't uses your S4 application layer. It directly executes on the database layer of HANA. Okay, anything CDS or AMDP. Okay, these two executes directly on the database layer of HANA. Like how your regular SQL statements executes. Once any SQL statements comes across your program, directly it goes to the database. It will not execute on your ABAP memory. Same applies to the CDS too. Okay, so that's the reason we call it as code to push down concept. So code to push down concept. Okay. In CDS, as I said, it's just an SQL statements. We can get the data from n number of tables using all the things. You can use joins. Okay, all types of joins. Inner join, left outer join, and followed by right outer join. This all can be done. Regular select statement, right outer join. All these operations can be done in your regular select statement also. Regular select statement also. Similarly, the same thing can be done in CDS. Now, apart from this, inner join, left outer join, right outer join, in CDS we have one more feature called association. One more, a very useful feature called association. A feature called associations. Okay, is one more feature is association. Is just like it is also how it behaves, that all things we'll discuss. I'm just explaining what are the things we require basically. It is also it will also act like left outer joint. It will act like a joint, but it will act like a left outer joint. Yes. But little bit behavior wise, it will be different. Sorry?
Are you sharing the screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. I'm sharing it, right? Give me a minute. So again it has been gone. Sorry.
The screen is not.
Okay. Sorry guys, I missed it. Okay, I think I just shared it. Maybe somewhere it is unshared. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so just we are discussing is like serious. Yeah, first preference is serious. We have a data definition language, DDL, DCL, DML. Okay, so these are the three categories which are being differentiated at the time of creating serious. So here using Eclipse we can create all these three categories. DDL represents for data definition language, nothing but serious guys, nothing but serious. DDL represents for serious. DCL, data control language, to control the authorizations of serious. Okay, it is also type of CDS itself. DML is a database table. Okay, DML represents is a database table. And finally, in the serious way is just as I said, it's just an SQL statement. Okay, but it follows a concept of code to push down. Follows a concept of code to push down where executions happens on the database layer without using any of your ABAP memory. Okay. So in serious, as I said, it's just an SQL statement. You can use all the things which we use in regular ABAP select in our open SQL statements. Okay, nothing but inner join, left outer join, right outer join. Okay, right outer join. All sort of joins you can use it. And apart from the joins, okay, there is one more feature. It is called association. In serious, we have one more feature called association. It is a very important in serious. This is the preferred way. Associations are most preferred in case of serious compared to any sort of joins. Okay, what are the advantages? How it behaves? That I'll show on the screen. Okay, so associations is just like a left outer join. It's just like a left outer join. Actual definition I'll show at the time of creating serious, and I'll show with an example how it behaves. Okay, so hope you know inner join, left outer join, all the things. I'm giving a just brief idea. In case of inner join, whenever you join the tables with inner join, it will get only common records guys. We'll get common records based on the key, based on the relation or anything. Okay, now in case of left outer join, here it will get all the records from the left table, and the matching records from right table. And the records which are not matching on the right table, it will get the blank fields. That we'll see guys. Okay, left outer join. So generally, whenever you are writing a CDS or anything, be careful what type of join we have to use. Okay, based on this, the requirement itself it controls. Okay, we should prefer to use inner join only if I want to get a common records. For example, I am going to link a table VBAK and VBKD. Okay, I need to get only if record existing in VBKD, then only use inner join. Okay, if record existing or doesn't existing, doesn't matter. I need to get, then use left outer join case. Get data from VBAK, left outer join VBKD. So what happens? It will get the records from VBAK, and if record matches, that relevant record will get from VBKD. If not, that field will be blank. The VBKD will be blank in your output. So it is just like we are writing what? Loop your internal table, read statement. If record found, you are populating to output table. Otherwise, you are not populating. So in similar pattern, you need to think like that, guys. Okay? So to achieve the requirement, which type of join we have to use, accordingly we need to use it. Okay? So basically, as I said, whenever we create a series, we use inner join, as I said, based on requirement. It is clearly depends on requirement, on what basis you have to get, and which is like dependent, or it should, if it existing, then only get, then use inner join. Otherwise, you can prefer to use left outer join. Okay. Fine. Next is right outer join. It is just reverse to left outer join. It is just reverse to left outer join. So it will get all the records from the right table and matching records will get from the left table, else that fields will be blank. In case of right outer join, similar to left outer join, but it is reversed, completely reverse. It behaves reverse to left outer. So whenever you are writing a series or any sort of selection statement, if you are using left outer join, follow only left outer join. Do not combine left right. It is very difficult if anything goes wrong. Okay. So you need to, because it is a regular select statement, you cannot analyze by debugging. Okay, so you need to go by one step, comparing of data. If you use left right, it is very difficult, guys, to analyze the issue if anything goes wrong. Okay, so that's the reason. Just follow one sort of pattern. If you are using left outer join, use complete left. That's it. Okay, no need to use right outer join. Okay, preferred people generally, if any select statements, any series you use, most of the things use this too and followed by this. Okay, we have this also, but depends on your requirements. Okay. Okay, and finally associations. Okay, associations, which is like it acts like a left outer join. It acts like a left outer join. People call it as an ad hoc relation. When you create an association, people call it as ad hoc relation. It acts like an ad hoc relation. Or we call it as, some call on-demand relation. Okay, that defines, some people they say it is associations or acts like an on-demand relations. What is meant by this? We'll discuss. I'll show you example. Okay, so just for us example, I'm giving its associations. It acts like a left outer join. Okay, whenever you create an using association join, it acts simply left outer join. Okay, in definition point, it is an ad hoc relation or on-demand relation. Okay, fine. So these are things we can use as a part of series. Okay, first we'll create we'll see how to create a series. Later on we'll discuss the types of series, what are the types of series we have it, and followed by what are the basic annotations that we use as a part of this. Okay, now just whenever any series is created in Eclipse, okay, created, nothing but that is called DDL, data definition language. Okay, this is the we create using Eclipse or HANA Studio. Now in backend, in S4 system, in backend, in S4 system, it will create SQL statement. It will create SQL view. It will create a SQL view. Nothing but a view will be created. In simple words, a view will be created in backend, which can be viewed using SC11. Okay, view.